Hello Lunicorns, welcome back. I'm Matt C. Smith and today I'm going to take you through some top tips and tricks about how to come up with a business idea. Whether you want to start a company or you have an idea already, these are some top tips and steps that you can follow to find out if it's the right business for you and if it's the right idea to go into business with. Let's go. All right, so you want to start a business. Now the first question before thinking about ideas, I think you should ask yourself this question. What are you doing this for? There are many reasons that people start businesses. You want financial independence. You want to be your own boss, make your own time, become a famous billionaire, change the world, or all of the above. If you want to do one of those things, it should define how you approach starting your own business. Because, for example, points 1 and 2, as I said, financial independence and becoming your own boss, you can achieve by doing some very low threshold businesses. And that can be selling a skill set online, creating an e-commerce website, selling some kind of product, even selling other people's products, setting up an affiliate marketing program can achieve those goals for you. So when you set out, you should understand why are you doing this. A point to remember is that technology today has come such a long way that you can achieve your own independence financially and running your own company online at a relatively low cost. So you might not need to go and raise lots of money and hire lots of people if you want to create a business that's purely online, whether it be e-commerce, which is selling products online, even having a shop on Amazon. You can become an Amazon retailer, you can become an eBay retailer. There are lots of different routes to achieving some kind of financial independence and online business independence. In the second part, whether you want to become a famous billionaire or you just want to create something and change the world, most likely you're going to need to create a new product, a new innovation, apply an existing technology to an old industry, for example, to disrupt. You've all heard that term, disrupt. The reason it exists is because these technologies were applied to these old school industries and they were disrupted. They changed them, right? That's like Uber for taxi. Previously, you would hail a cab or you would call a landline to get a taxi and it would take however long. Uber disrupted that whole industry, right? Airbnb disrupted sort of the ability to rent out remnant inventory of space, like your home, your sofa, or whatever it is. These are disruptive technologies applied to latent old school industries. And typically for those kind of companies, you need to employ developers, you need to hire lots of smart people, you need to build an operation. And is that right for you? Now, coming up with an idea, we all have ideas. Some are great, some are bad, and you often tend to think you have a great idea every day. Maybe you do. But a good litmus test, a way to find out if that idea is actually worth it or not, is to simply figure out what problems are facing you in your day-to-day life. If you're looking for an idea to create a company around, what problems in this week, in your day, in your month, in your year are you facing? Because odds are, and this is the reason you do this, there are other people like you. Maybe your core demographic is people like you, your age, your income bracket, your socioeconomic standing, your demographic, your nation, your region. These people will probably suffer from the same problems as you do. So if you're solving a problem for yourself, you very might solve a problem for someone else, and then you know there's a market for it because they might be willing to pay for that solution that you're going to create to solve that problem that you have that is shared with a larger market. So starting with a problem is a great place to start when thinking of ideas, Go through your day. So I woke up this morning, I made my breakfast. Can I think of an idea to make that experience smoother for me? I went to the gym. Could that be smoother for me? I went for a jog. Could that be, there's different areas that you can create companies and products around. So once you've found a problem in your daily, weekly, monthly, yearly life, try to find out if there are solutions for that. At the very least, you might actually find out that there's a solution to the problem you have and you'll find another problem to create a company with. But if you don't find a problem, and this is something very important to remember, often you'll find companies that exist and products that exist are solving the problems that you have. But be mindful, are they solving in a way that you think is good? You could always solve it better. Facebook wasn't the first social media platform, right? Friendster started, there was MySpace as well, both founded before Facebook, but Facebook did it better. So you could do it better. Just because it's been done doesn't mean it's been done right. Always remember that. Some entrepreneurs create businesses based on things they love. They want to have a passion for a product, passion for an industry, and want to make it better. That's a good place to start too. If you have a passion, whether it be professional or personal, you can create businesses out of both. But also another way to look at it is there an opportunity that you see? It might not be an opportunity in an industry that you know a lot about, but if you see an opportunity somewhere, you can learn this industry. You can find people and hire them to help you innovate in that area. So there's a few opportunity indicators, I call them. Hold on a minute. If you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button and go ahead and subscribing to my channel. I would love to provide you with weekly business insight and some funny comedy sketches along the way. Thanks for the like. So these are my opportunity indicators, I call them, which should help you looking for an idea. The first one, changing regulations. Now, regulations in industries change all the time. I'll give you an example. In the financial industry, a few years ago, we had a regulation passed called PSD2 and another one called GDPR. You probably remember all the emails we've been getting for companies updating their terms and conditions, but those regulation changes meant that a lot of companies were created to service businesses that didn't know what to do with these regulation changes, right? So this is an idea. If you look at regulation changes, they can help you create businesses and be ahead of the game. Changing markets. Corona, right now, that's a good example. The markets are changing, right? We hopefully will be out of this pandemic as soon as possible, but things they say may never be the same again, right? This new norm we keep hearing about. Remote working is becoming more common. So I've personally seen a lot of people find a lot of opportunity and create businesses for problems that they faced during the Corona time. Right? We were all at home. We had children running around, animals there, ordering food. If you were lucky enough to have a roof over your head and Wi-Fi, they've created solutions to allow people to work from home. So think about markets that are changing as an opportunity to create a business around. And changing consumer habits, changing consumption habits. We've seen this in the retail industry that people are purchasing less things offline, walking down the high street and buying them, and they're buying them online because they can get them delivered a lot quicker. The smartphone, another great example. The app industry was launched thanks to the smartphone invention, right? Apple with the App Store and also Google with Google Play Store. Look at generational consumption habits too, because right now, TikTok and Snapchat and Instagram, consumers, young consumers who are anything from 18 to 25 are consuming short form video content more than anyone else, right? So there's new advertising revenue streams that are coming into that. There are new ways that they want to purchase products, whether it be being able to purchase in an Instagram post. These are all new things that have been launched in the last decade or so, and you can create innovative companies that can capitalize on this, creating positive benefit and solutions for these consumers in this new industry. So watch out for consumer and generational consumption habit changes. The age-old cutting out the middleman, right? If you have a purchase or you're going through a process and you're like, I'm paying extra fees because, for example, eToro, which is an online trading company, back in the day, if I wanted to buy shares, I'd have to call a broker and I'd have to pay the broker based on how much money I bought for shares. So I would pay them a 5% or 20% commission. And these platforms online now allow you to go direct to the market, buy shares without having to pay that broker fee. You might pay 1% versus the 5 to 20% you used to pay. So there's a lot of services today that are cutting out the middleman. Maybe you can create a company that cuts out the middleman in a process that you dislike. Think about that. Cutting out the middleman or woman. And there is an obvious one, which is applying a new innovation and a new technology to an old industry. I've mentioned that already. What Uber did for taxis, what Airbnb did for the home rental and hotel industry. These are applying new technologies to existing and old industries. A good strategy to find interesting business ideas that might just be inspiring to you is go on YouTube and search good business ideas for 2020. Because every year the industries change. Every year there are new opportunities that get discovered, get created. So go and Google things, search things. You can go in my research video. I can put a link to it down below to find ways to research an industry and things like that. Another way that I come up with business ideas is to keep notes. Every time I face a problem that I feel like I could create a solution for, I'll make a note about it. That's a big tip. Always take notes, because the reality is to find those light bulb moments, you're going to need to have thousands of ideas, hundreds of ideas before you find one that you're willing to bet, hopefully not the house on, but bet your time, energy, and your ambition and creativity on. Another way you can figure out some business ideas to pursue is to ask your friends what problems they face, and ask different people of different ages and different demographics, different income brackets if you can, to get basically an idea of what problems are faced by people and what isn't being solved by technology or other services. Because that way you can find real problems that are being faced, and starting with a problem is the best place to start, because it means you know that someone might be willing to pay to alleviate that problem from their lives. And be patient with yourself. The best ideas don't always come as your first idea. Some of the greatest entrepreneurs alive today and previously have been successful on their second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth company, in some cases hundreds, right? Mark Cuban, Richard Branson, these guys and girls were not successful on their first company. So be mindful that starting small and starting slow is a good way to start. That's it from this episode. If you enjoyed it, please like it and subscribe to my channel, and I will give you a weekly business insights as well as some funny comedy sketches along the way. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.